Alright everyone, welcome, after all this time, to Snezhnaya, otherwise known as version 7.0. You're probably just fresh off the story and bopping your head to the third-person shooter mode music, and you've probably made your way to the bosses to either raise your new free-to-play companion, Alyosha, and his doggo friend, which this guide will be covering, or you have pulled Odette, in which the boss guide for her is actually over on the top right alongside the pinned comment. Yeah, there were two bosses that were introduced in this patch, just like with pretty much any introduction of an entirely new region. For example, Nodcry, when it released in 6.0, introduced both Aino's duck boss, Knuckle Duckle, alongside the Radiant Moonfly. You'll find your way here westward of the train station you were left at after escaping the legally distinct Shadow Realm. Be wary of your temperature though, and smack some crystals or create some heat sources if you so require. Some of those zones get really dangerous. Anyway, once you've made your way here, the boss is in its own arena, and either you got blasted by its ground pound or got confused by the in-game tip. And this is where I come in to help you out. For your team members, you want to focus on stellar reactions, and the game gives you a new term, Stellar Glimmer. Stellar Glimmer isn't really explained very well because there's like 18 different tips the game gives you, but it's basically like a mark that you put on an enemy that prevents them from doing a certain move, and it'll be very important for this boss, so you can consider it like a visible stellar reaction debuff mark, if you will. Lucky for us, unlike Nodcry, where every single lunar reaction was paywalled, you can gain access to stellar reactions with Cryo Traveler, who just got a massive glow-up. If you have Sandrone already though, then she is also quite amazing to use, since, you know, she's only like, what, a month old. So, with that being said, here's a free-to-play party setup. Don't forget that the boss guides that I make alongside Sunway are using units only the game is guaranteed to give you, so not even Fischl and not even Xingqiu. I personally make my life a little harder by playing at world level 9, so therefore the boss that I fight is basically as hard as it is going to get. First up, we've got Lynette with 2 ends, which is my Traveler, running the Sword of Narcissenkoitz in honor of Sandrone, and also not running a Noblesse Oblige this time, but Disenchantment of Deep Shadow, which enhances Stellar Conduct. We've got my wife, Amber, helping us out with one of the 2 phases, and she's running Favonius Warbow alongside Noblesse Oblige. She's mainly here to showcase a mechanic, or rather a failure to follow the mechanics, so the level 100 thing, albeit a flex, is not really useful going into this fight. We've got Lynette with 1 N, who is also my other wife, who is also helping out with DPS, and she is running VV. And last but not least, we've got our new friend Alyosha, who's just kind of happy to be here, although I will need him to apply Electro, and I think it will just be fun having him on the squad since I love his dog, and also he's just kind of a cool character. I love his little like Mosin Nagant Kar98K hybrid. For a more effective unit though, I would definitely bring Lisa and or Kaya, and if you want to see that, go to Sunway's guide, which is also pinned in the top comment. After all, we are partners in crime. Before the fight even begins, don't forget that if you feel underpowered considering this is pretty late into the game, feel free to eat some food to help you boost your stats. I personally just ate some crit and attack food, and you can do the same. It really does help a lot. When you first approach the boss, he will almost always start the boss fight with the electric shield, and this is a blessing in disguise because you just hit him with Cryo Traveler's skill and immediately apply the debuff to him, which will help you a lot. He'll dive bomb you, which you can dash out of there, but be careful of this really fast ground pound. You might miss it. Like this. Like, it doesn't give you much indication, and you may get hit by it. But the second he tries to attack you again, you can see from the Stellar Glimmer debuff that I gave him, basically he just self-destructs, and you get a massive DPS phase, and you basically get to bully him for about 10 seconds. From there, he'll convert into this Animo sort of phase, and he'll always fly up and send these like homing projectiles towards you, just run away. And from there, he will follow it up with these laser attacks, which you can either stay away from like this, or you can dash through them, which you'll see later. And from here, he'll follow it up with this weird DPS phase, where the game tells you to attack the orbs, but don't do that. Just give him a little bit of a stellar debuff like that, and he'll immediately self-destruct once again. And quite literally, that is the entire fight, because right after this, when he gets up, he will get back his electric shield, and you basically just repeat this process until you kill it. And if you try to get him with Amber, or any other Pyro character, you can see that it does reduce the shield, and you can do it this way, but because you don't apply Stellar Glimmer this way, you're at a disadvantage. You can see that he'll continuously blast the ground because he is not debuffed, but the second you apply that Stellar Glimmer, he'll self-destruct. And that is very, very, very nice to know, because I'm going to assume that the majority of fights coming up in Snezhnaya are going to revolve around this mechanic. But you can see here again, he gets back up after the Electro phase, he turns into the Wind phase again, and then sends more bullets after you. And then he'll do the laser attack again, which I can dash through. And yet again, he's going to start off this weird Wind Orb phase right after. I'll apply the Stellar Glimmer debuff, and kaboom! And Amber's going to get her revenge here because she got hurt, and there we go. That's the entire fight. I'm not even kidding. It seems scary at first because he does a lot of very fast attacks, and generally speaking, the game does mislead you because it tells you to attack the orbs in the second phase, but that's just, a load of malarkey. All you really have to do is apply the Stellar Glimmer debuff on him, and he'll just basically blow himself up, and also do a bunch of damage to himself at the same time. So, the easier path is obviously just use Crowd Traveler and whoever else you can find, and pretty much there you have it. Anyway, that is the boss fight for Alyosha and most likely someone else in the future, but if you're looking for Odette's, feel free to take a look at the top right corner, and until next time, if you enjoyed the video and it was helpful to you, please let me know. I would much appreciate positive feedback, and if there's any other questions or something I can improve on, just leave a comment, and I'll try to do better next time. Thank you.
Take a break? How tiresome. Take a break? A spot of tea time entertainment. Wayne. Witness the snow swan's grace. Come on, keep up. How tiresome. How tiresome. Take a break? Come on, keep up.